Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. I can't believe we're already at episode 10. I can't believe it's already December, actually. It just felt like this podcast just went up. I can hardly believe we've already been doing this for 2 months. It's so crazy. I can't believe it, and I'm so thankful for everybody that's tuned in and continues to tune in. It's very much appreciated. I can definitely feel all the love. But yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and get on with the episode because that's what you're here for, obviously. All of the links that I use for my research will be in the description. I always encourage you to go do your own, obviously, as I'm sure you will. Just before we get started, though, this is about candle magic, which I also incorporate into my practice. I love using candles. A really good video that I recommend is from the Witch of Wonderlust, and it's with her friend. I'm trying to think of the name of the video. I think it's like Candle Magic 101 with Dylan, or like there's a candle for that. It's something like that, but it's like an hour-long video, and it's just them talking about how to use candles and like the correspondences, and it's just very detailed, and there's so much information. That is where I learned how to really use candles in my work, so I highly recommend it. Absolutely loved it. I'm always recommending her videos, and I definitely recommend that one. But moving on, this might be one episode on the shorter side. If you would like a part 2, let me know, but I felt like this will just be like the basics of it. So let's go ahead and get into it. So obviously there are many ways to perform spells. Basically, you can do charm bags, you can use candles, you can do salves, you can do kitchen. I missed up my words. You can make food, like kitchen witchcraft. I'm sorry. So there's a lot of different things you can do, and those aren't all of them, by the way. There's a lot more than that. But there are also many tools and ingredients that you can choose from to help strengthen the power of the spell. You can use things like oils, which I use from time to time. It's not something that I use often, but when I do use it, I rub it on my hands, and then I like smack my hands together to get it like warmed up and like the energy going. The Witch of Wonderlust, Olivia, she also talks about that in her video, so. Because I also use the oil to dress my candle, just an FYI, which she talks about. You can also use herbs. I use every single time without fail. A full moon, consecrating tools, cauldrons, which I also use, poppets, fire, and water, just to name a few things. So if you're new to magic and spell work, the thought of creating your own spells can be very daunting. And I think it was the last episode where we actually did spells and rituals. Well, I actually gave you spells and rituals that were pretty simple for anxiety, how to do a petition, how to undo a curse, stuff like that. Again, let me know if you would like to see a part 2 of that, because I'd be happy to, but creating your own spells can be definitely scary. I know when I started out, I was really nervous. I was like, should I make them rhyme? Should I make them like sound like all witchy and stuff like you hear in the movies? So it really felt weird, and I want to say that you should do it how it makes you feel comfortable, because if it's not you, if it doesn't feel like you, it's just not gonna like be the same. You get what I'm saying? Like, tailor it to you. Always tailor it to you. It's a very personal thing. But there are some questions that you might be asking yourself, like, where do I start? What items do you need? Do spells only work during a full moon? What do I chant? Do I chant, actually? So candle magic is a great way to practice your spell casting, and it really doesn't require anything more than a candle and your intentions. It really doesn't. You can do a whole spell with a candle and just saying what you want out of it. And I've done that before. I think that was actually like my first couple spells I did, because I was very unsure, and they actually worked. So it's a very simple thing. But by harnessing the power of fire, which is the element of transformation, candles are used to bring change. So they are huge. They are a great help. But we're going to get into the basic principles of candle magic. So you want to set a clear intention, and no matter what you're doing in witchcraft, you should always set a clear intention. Always know what you want out of it. Because for whatever you're doing to work, you need to have an understanding of what you want. So, why are you doing the spell? And what do you want the outcome to be? You have to be positive. Well, sometimes I sound a little negative, but they still work. But you should be positive. It helps. And specific. So, like, for example, I want $20. No. I want $400 to pay my rent this month. I was like, what rent is $20? And that statement is much more clear than I need more money. So you can't just like break out a candle and be like, I want to see money on the floor tomorrow. No, it doesn't work out that way. You need to be clear about how much and what it's for, and not just I want money. You get what I'm saying? So intentions are best set in a single sentence. You should be realistic, avoid making wishes, and be careful not to interfere with free will. So basically, don't do something that someone else might not want to be a part of in your spell. Basically, I hope that made sense how I made that example. But you should also imagine what the outcome will look like. Meditate on how you will feel when your goal is achieved. Picture yourself picture yourself handing that rent money over to your landlord, or jumping for joy when you get the phone call offering you your dream job. I have done a spell for both money and getting a dream job. And the crazy thing is, when I did the spell for the dream job, I did it for the job that I thought I wanted. And what's crazy is that 2 weeks later, I got a call for the job that I actually always wanted. And that's crazy. Because when I was going in for the interview of the job that I thought I wanted, I looked back and realized that I was just hoping that I got it, because in that moment I felt like I needed more money, and then I got the job that I actually wanted, and I got paid more than what I would have at the job that I interviewed for, like the first time, if that made sense. So you really need to picture yourself what it's going to look like when it happens. You need to be able to envision it, basically. Sorry, I had like something stuck in my throat. You need to concentrate your thoughts on the result. Don't let your mind wander into a negative mindset. Focus purely on manifesting your desired outcome. A good tip is to not think about how it will happen. Instead, keep your thoughts fixed on the end result. Instead of, oh, is it going to happen like this? Like, is it going to be able to happen? Just keep your mind on, I'm going to get $400 for my rent. I'm going to find $400 for my rent. I'm going to get a raise in my job that's going to help me pay my rent. Something like that. You're going to have that thought, like, it's going to happen. Absolutely, there's no other way. It's going to happen. So really just, meditate, like, it's going to happen. Whatever it is, it's going to happen. It's going to work itself out. So don't get tied up in how, oh goodness, I don't know how it's going to come about. Just know that it will happen, basically. Which I know I repeated that phrase multiple times. I don't know what's going on with me and not being able to talk tonight. But those are just some of the basic principles, and now we're going to get on to the different types of candles. So I know that some people think that you have to use certain candles for certain spells, which we're going to get into. I personally do use certain candles, like not size-wise or anything, but like color-wise, which we also will be getting into. But you might feel a little overwhelmed because there are a lot of different types of candles that you can purchase. I always get mine from Kevin's Cottage. They come in, they look basically, they're called chime candles. They basically look like colored birthday candles, kind of. And they come in a bundle of quite a few for like a few dollars. They're really cheap. And I love how they smell. Like, it smells like their store. So I love Kevin's Cottage. I recommend them so much. You can buy them online. But they have a lot of candles in their store, so when looking at it, you might feel overwhelmed. I know I did. But when I did my own research when I was a baby witch, I saw like chime candles and just like basic candles over and over. Like, you really don't need anything fancy, and that's what I got, and that's what works for me. But we're still going to get into the different types so you can kind of understand what they are. Some of the most popular and common ones on the market are tea light candles, which are like they're small, they're round. You can stick them in like lanterns and stuff, like the small little round ones. Oh goodness, I'm not describing this well at all. I'm sure you know what they are, which I also use. When I run out of like white candles, of like the chime candles, I use white tea light candles because I have huge packs of them. You can also use votive candles, which I also have, taper candles, which I don't have, surprisingly, and pillar candles, which I also have. There's also paraffin wax, soy wax, palm wax, and beeswax candles to choose from. I never know what mine are, actually. I get mine from Kevin's Cottage, so it's whatever those are. And the tea light candles I got from maybe just Walmart, honestly. Yeah, I think so, because I've had them for a minute now. But there's a lot of different waxes you can choose from. It's whatever really fits your fancy. A medium-sized taper or votive candle is usually best for spell work. Taper candle, oh my god, I'm so stupid. A taper candle is basically the chime candle. I am so stupid, because I was like, that's what you use for spell work. Why aren't they mentioning it's a free, oh my god, I'm stupid. So the chime candle that I'm mentioning, like the birthday kind of looking candle, taper candle, I'm so stupid. So they usually work best for spell work, but I'm not going to sit here and say you have to use those, because honestly, tailor it to you. If you're in the broom closet and all you have is tea light candles, that's perfectly fine to use. Don't feel like all these witchy sites are making you feel less than because you might not have what they're saying you need to have. It's just usually what's used. They're the most popular. Large pillar candles can take too long to burn, which they do. They take forever. They take too long to burn for short spells. I usually burn those for Sabbats. I use them for when I'm doing something for like healing or health, and I burn it, like when my mom was having her health issues, I burned a candle for her. I did a spell for her basically, and I would burn it for a really long time every night, and she's doing a lot better, and I fully believe that it helped. And whenever I would burn it each night, I would just meditate on the outcome, and I feel like she's come a long way. So that's what I used basically. But they can usually take too long to burn, especially if you don't need to burn it all the way to the bottom to complete the ritual. But they are ideal for multi-day spell work, which is what I used. It's crucial that you only use new candles during your magical work. Never repurpose candles you have burned before. I don't ever use the same candle for a different spell. Like if I use a candle for a money spell and I don't finish it all the way, trust me, I always burn those, but this is just an example. I wouldn't use it for a healing spell basically. It doesn't sit right with me. I feel like each spell should have its own candle. And that is also a topic that is addressed in that video that I mentioned. But candles absorb the energy around them. So used candles will still hold the energy that was present during their previous use and could impact on their effectiveness, which I do kind of believe in that, honestly. Like I'm just call me superstitious if you want. I feel like you shouldn't do that. I don't know. But those were some of the types of candles, the wax, what they might be good for. Again, do your own research. Kind of feel out what's not only fits your needs, but like what's more readily available to you, because some of y'all might not be able to buy these certain things in bulk like I can, so. But now we're going to get on to the color correspondences of candles. So colors have their own unique energy. I'm sorry, I'm about to sneeze. So if I keep pausing, that's why I'm like trying to keep myself from sneezing. Oh goodness, I'm about to sneeze. I'm sorry, okay. The green growth in spring brings a feeling of fertility and abundance. Red has a powerful and passionate ambiance. So when you choose a candle, you should pick a color that is associated with the intention of your spell. So red is passion, vitality, health, strength, courage, sexual power, lust, independence. Pink, friendship, innocent love, compassion, nurturing, femininity. Romance, spiritual and emotional healing, protection for children. Orange, creativity, joy, vitality, fun, intellectual and legal matters, justice, business success, overcoming addiction, ambition. Gold, money, fortune, abundance, prosperity, divination, luck, positive attitude, justice, health. Yellow, protection, success, happiness, learning, memory, imagination, confidence, and travel. Green, fertility, money, fortune, abundance, prosperity, physical and emotional healing, growth, luck, and marriage. Light blue, health, spirituality, peace, protection. Blue, dream work, communication, forgiveness, good fortune, truth, fidelity, patience, and astral projection. Dark blue, spiritual guidance, psychic ability to stop gossip or lies. Ambition, overcome depression. Purple, wisdom, ambition, power, contact with spirits, ward off evil, and change luck. Brown is earth magic, animal magic, house blessing, and finding lost objects. Black, banishing, grounding, wisdom, learning, protection, unhexing, repelling black magic. White, purity, cleansing, peace, balance, spirituality, healing, and truth. Silver, psychic awareness, intuition, dreams, communication, and gambling luck. And I think I said this in like the intro, but I am like many other witches use a white candle as an all-purpose substitute for any other color. So say you're doing a money spell and you don't have a green or a gold candle, you can use a white candle. It works just the same. White is like that all-purpose universal candle, like in crystals and stuff. Clear quartz is like the universal stone. It's the all-encompassing stone. So keep that in mind. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of fancy candles. If you can't go find a bunch of specific colors, it's totally fine. Get you some white candles. It works just the same. So when starting out on a magical path, you will learn to choose correspondences that are appropriate to your intentions. But the most important part of your journey will be discovering what has meaning to you personally. So before burning, it's important to build a connection between your energy and that of the candle. So to do this, you should focus your thoughts and visualize your goal. Imagine yourself pouring your energy into the candle. While you're doing this, anoint the candle with oil. Either grapeseed or essential oils are best. I use essential oils, and like I said, this is where I rub it on my hands and I kind of smack my hands together like I'm clapping. I'm sure my husband thinks I'm stupid when I do this. And I kind of like get the energy going and moving back and forth between my hands. I warm it up, and then I like rub my hands all down the candle, which I know sounds really weird, but that's what dressing a candle is. That's what that process is called. If you're including herbs in your ritual, roll the dressed candle in the dried herb until it's fully coated. I don't do that. I do sprinkle it on the candle lightly, and I also put it around the candle at the base, so when the candle burns all the way down, it burns the herbs and it like starts smoking basically. That's just what I prefer, because I have tried to like coat them before, and to me it's just a huge mess and a waste of herbs. So that's just how I prefer to do mine. But keeping your intention in mind, select your candle and place it in a holder to keep it secure. You should always do that, honestly. And a tip that I also learned from Olivia, the Witch of Wonderlust, is if you don't have like an actual holder, a plate or something that's like fire resistant, take a lighter and not burn, but like kind of like melt the wax off the bottom of the candle and stick it down on the plate. The wax will keep it there. But you should always have something underneath it. Always use caution when working with fire, and never leave a burning candle unattended. You don't want bad things to happen. Burn candle always out of the reach of children and pets. I have Athena, my dog, and she likes to knock into things, so I always make sure to do this. Always leave at least 10 centimeters between burning candles. I always burn one at a time. I don't burn multiple, so... But do not burn candles on or near anything that can catch fire. I make sure that there's no fire or anything that's Um, Easily flammable. Near it, I always kind of set it. I keep my candles and stuff on my altar, which is where I burn them, and I keep them out in the middle of it, away from paper and stuff. So that's how I do mine. But you can dress your candle with some oil and add herbs and spices for extra energy if you need to. Chants or incantations rise the vibrational energy and are best prepared before casting your spell. There are many chants available online, and you can even create your own. Don't feel like you have to use somebody else's. It's always good that if you tailor it to you. The most potent words will be the ones personal to you. It should mean something to you, or else why are you even doing it, basically. Many spells include rhyming chants, as they are easy to remember and feel powerful when spoken out loud, but I am someone who, when I rhyme, I feel like Dr. Seuss and I hate it, so I don't do that very often. Sometimes it happens unintentionally while I'm speaking, and it just comes out, and I'm like, oh. So sometimes I surprise myself, but I don't always rhyme. I feel stupid when I do, which is weird because when I hear other people do their own spells and videos and stuff, it's so beautiful. I feel like a kindergartner, so. But you should remember to write your chants in your book of shadows, so if they work, you can always, go back to them, and this is also going to be an easy way for you to figure out or to remember what ones don't work for you and to not go back to again. But now, we're going to talk about a basic spell for you to do with your candle. So if you're wanting to try something, this just might be for you. So you're going to gather your items, a colored candle and holder, a piece of paper that is the same color of your candle, a pen or pencil, oils and herbs that correspond with your intention. Meditate until you are feeling completely relaxed. Take a few deep breaths and release any negativity. Repeat your chant as many times as you need until you feel the energy of your intention filling you up. A healing spell I created in my book of shadows, for examples, was, and this is a direct quote from someone else, I am using their direct quote. Skin to flesh, dark to light, bind thee with love, shining bright. Blood to bone, night to day, let the sickness fade away. With harm did none, the spell is cast free, so I say it, so shall it be. And that was a direct quote from someone else, and they will be linked down below. I feel weird talking about my own, because I feel, even though they don't rhyme, I feel like they're still kind of weird. Just let you know. So that was someone else. I want to be very clear about that. But I do like the basic spell all the same, which is why I included it, obviously. But we're not done yet. So you're going to write your intention on the piece of paper, such as, my body is strong, healthy, and free from disease. As you're writing that down, imagine what the outcome will look like. So imagine your body is in its prime condition, you're moving without pain, your skin is glowing and healthy. You're going to keep your mind focused on the goal throughout the entire ritual. Once you have finished writing, fold the paper while still chanting your incantation, and you're going to set fire to the candle. No, you're going to light the candle. I don't know why I said set fire to the candle. You're going to light the candle. I don't know why I said it like that and so dramatically too. But you're going to place one corner of the paper into the flame of the candle so it catches fire. Imagine the candle's power is growing, filling your sacred space. Imagine it getting bigger, not better. Swelling out into the universe to bring you what you have manifested. Hold it there for as long as possible, then transfer it to a fireproof bowl or cauldron, leaving it to continue burning until it has turned to ash, and leave the candle to burn out until the flame has extinguished. When I do a petition or anything like that, I already have my candle in my little cauldron, and I'm standing over it, and I set the petition on fire, and as it's burning, I put it next to the candle, and that's how I do mine personally. And that is what works for me. But once the candle is completely out and the wax is cold, it may or may not burn all the way to the base. You should bury it outdoors or dispose of it some way, and your spell is complete. But that was a basic candle magic spell. That's basically how it goes. I'm pretty close to it. Mine is pretty similar to that. But I hope this helped you in some way. I know that I tripped up at times, so I hope that I was easy to understand. I hope I gave some examples that made you kind of get it, because if you're very new to this, you might be kind of confused. Again, that video is from The Witch of Wonderlust, and it's like an hour-long video, but it's really great. It's very detailed, and if you're new and you want to know about candle magic, I highly, highly, highly suggest it. It helped me so much because I really wasn't understanding candle magic. I wasn't really understanding like what the point of it was, and now it's like one of my favorite things. I love that and using my herbs. But that's gonna be all for me today, guys. I will see you next Thursday at 3, and we will be talking about divination. So excited. And then the episode after that, episode 12, we're gonna be talking about Yule, which is an upcoming Sabbath this month. And that's gonna be the second Sabbath that we talk about. But I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. All of my social medias will be linked down below if you're interested in following me anywhere. And also, all the links that I use for research are down below. And I will see you guys next week, next Thursday at 3 p.m. like always. Bye, guys.